came back with another one of the rating all ships in World Warships videos, all that. Because I have a lot of these videos backed up, so I might once in a while do like actual, what you call it, like kind of upload every day. Even though I say upload, this is the stream. That's just because I don't know how much space I could keep on for a video. So anyway, German ships. Let's get into it. Alright, so the premium ships, we only got like 3 to go through here because the other 2 we'll get to in the store. So G101, eh, kind of okay, I guess. Um, I really like the grays and white camouflage, but other than that, I prefer the look of the tech tree version. Nassau, I got, hold up, let me, I got this one was in Halloween, so it also got Halloween skin. I don't really like all that extra crap added onto it, so I usually don't run the Halloween skin unless it's around Halloween. So I'll usually run her this with this paint scheme. Playstyle fucking slow ass guns. And that's all I have to say about. Oh wait, we got one more here. And then next, Palmern, my first tier 8 battleship. Um, Basically like an upscaled Tirpitz, pretty much, that has a brighter camouflage and some extra guns. And yeah, that's basically the Palmern. I think Palmern was the last campaign ship I got. Yeah, I think. Yeah, because Palmern and Kronstadt are the only tier 8 campaign ships I have. Alright, German destroyers. V-25, very small. But I do like how the torpedoes in the front are. Makes it a lot easier where you don't have to show, like, compared to some ships, you don't have to show full broadside to get at least one torpedo out at the front. V-170. Kind of basically just a non-premium version of G101, but I like the look of the superstructure on this one more. T-22. I both love and hate this ship. It's kind of... Sometimes it performs good, sometimes it's not. Yet again, also, I am not the best destroyer captain. There's only a handful of destroyers I actually do decent in. Grady, however the hell this one's pronounced. I like the looks of it. I like the round looking bridge instead of the square ones that a lot of the other German destroyers have. So, yeah, pretty cool. Maas. Um, and I've heard this one's a good DD hunter or something like that. I heard it's good at something. I forget what exactly. I'm pretty sure this was one of the ones that was like a good DD hunter. Z-23, just kind of there. I don't like that she only has one gun on the bow, but at least she still got 3 on the stern. Z-46. I like the fucking the double gun turret design. That makes me a bit happier that there's only one turret on the front. So, yeah. Also, I do like the look of this. Wait, is this the same as the one premium one? I don't know, we'll get there. It looks, nah, actually looked at it, looks kind of like the one premium one. Dresden, or Dresden, however this one's pronounced. I like it. It's a nice little, like, turn of the century era kind of looking. Well, I say turn of the century, it's probably early 1900s. Yeah, like early 1900s era ship. And I like it, especially with this camouflage on it. And then we just upscale it a little bit. Not as good, but I still like it. I feel like what's the difference between? I know these ones have because this one that's how the bridge is, and like if that had the bridge like that, then this one would also be even better looking. Or if it even if it they just put like where under the windows on the main bridge, like the little carpet drawn there, but I guess it doesn't really matter. And there's probably a ship that had that in real life. Carlshire, meh. I don't really I don't really like it in this configuration. I mean, I like it in its original configuration. Well, yeah, I like it a bit more in this configuration, but then that means that I get less health, less guns, less AA and torpedoes and all that fun stuff. Koenigsberg, um, I like it. Definitely one of my favorite tier 4s to bring out. And if I can get it positioned just right to get all the guns but not be full broadside, it's always nice. Plus it gets airplane. I know that airplane from War Thunder now, and I fucking hate that plane. Nuremberg. I swear over the time that I've played this game, Nuremberg's got nerfed. Because I'm pretty sure it used to be better than what it is. Either that or just a lot of other ships got buffed. One of those two. Looks-wise, yeah, I like it. It also doesn't have that annoying thing where the guns are off-centered. I have no idea who the hell greenlit that, but they fucking I'm pretty sure they piss a lot of people off every time they see the in-game ship model, or anytime anyone's seen the ship in person back then. York, uh, eh, just kind of like an oddball one. Basically, like it looks like it's really run down for some reason compared to like the rest, even though this ship theoretically should be one that looks like brand new because it's a paper ship. Hipper, gotta like that classic World War II German styling, although the absence of like the little bridge thing there, I'm not sure if that gets added on with Hull B. I'm assuming it might. Rune, I've heard so much about this ship in both the World Warships community from the PC version and then from the Azure Lane community, but never fucking bothered to take the time to see what it actually looks like. And not gonna lie, I like it. Kind of just Nuremberg, but as a heavy cruiser. Well, yeah, basically that's how I see it. Just a bigger Nuremberg that's a heavy cruiser, has less torpedoes, which annoys me. Right there could be like a nice prime spot for torpedoes, or even like there, but yeah, or even back here. But yeah, we don't talk about that. Is that a what? Okay, yeah, that's not a Stuka. I thought that was a Stuka for a second. I was like, what the hell? But yeah, so there's Rune. All right, battleships. Kaiser, just kind of there. The non-symmetrical. Sorry for yawning, but the non-symmetrical guns kind of annoys me. But I guess that makes it to where you'd be able to shoot full broadside like that. I mean, I don't think they would do that in real life because the barrel, I believe, like ends right before the end of the ship. So Koenig, I don't mind Koenig. Pretty good looking ship. Kind of has that weird, alright, let's try putting a turret in the middle thing that they that and a lot of the navies did for a while, but other than that, fine. Although the mast looks a bit like it looks like it should be moved back a little bit more. Bayern, this configuration, I like it. I'm not sure about the other one because I believe the other one it makes it like it severely changes the superstructure or something like that. I'm not sure. But yes, this configuration I do like it, and might make what if I make an updated video after I get all the ships. Gneisenau, uh, definitely one of the ships I want to get the most. They're always annoying to deal with. Like I feel like they're one of like the top tier 6 battleships, up there with like Nelson and Hood, where I don't really like going against them. But this one's more because no, I'd prefer to go. I think I'd probably prefer to go against this instead of King George though, because at least I'm not gonna get set on fire every 15 seconds. Also, probably any stream I do, or a lot of times when I play destroyers and I see Gneisenau on my team, I tend to kind of just go over and kind of in a sense like just shadow the Gneisenau, like stay by it, because every time I've done that once, because one time I got bored, I'm just like, what if I just follow around a bigger ship in a destroyer? And I did that once, and that turned out to be like a really great like battle, and I took a torpedo for the Gneisenau so it didn't die, and it ended up making sure I didn't die for Will to rebuild, so that was pretty cool. And just anytime if I play Destroyer and end up going on the same flank with a Gneisenau, I typically don't die. Bismarck, overrated. Frederick the Grosser, Pommern, but with bigger guns and less barrels and secondaries, but this one also has airplanes. I prefer Pommern better, though. Battle cruisers, Durfslinger, which when I first saw it, my brain just read like the first few letters DER and just fucking said Doofenshmirtz. Because I didn't actually fucking take a second to read it. But I think that was in the trailers though. I don't believe that was an update stream. Definitely has like a World War I era look with like when I envision a dreadnought, I usually think of the ones that are like low to the ground, have a really long bow and stuff like that. Mackeson, just kind of mid. That's all I really gotta say about this. Kind of mid. P. Hendrick, my favorite one of the alternative line. Although I feel like the superstructure could have been better looking. Sometimes when I look at some of these ships, I really question why the designers did that and what purpose that, because they had to have done that for a purpose, because it was meant to be a warship but ended up not being built. Also, this one got torpedoes. Did I mention that? Also, probably should have mentioned that for Gneisenau. Zeiton, every time I see this, I just imagine the bridge as Patrick Starr's head. Every time. That type of bridge doesn't really work on a bigger ship. Like, it worked on Graf's Bay, but that's because Graf's Bay was small. But it does not work on this ship. Especially because it kind of just like damn near cuts away there. I believe this one got 2 sets of torpedoes though. Right? 1 set there, and oh no, it only has 1. Prince Ruprecht, I've heard a lot of good about this ship, so that it's like the best brawling ship, so I do want to eventually get her. because I do enjoy brawling in battleships. It's a lot more fun than just staying about around like 10 kilometers out and shooting, especially with torpedoes. Although looks wise, I do not really like this ship. Looks wise, I think it's one of the like more ugly ones. Carriers. Assuming this one's pronounced Rhine. Well, this is a cool little. I'm guessing this would probably fit in the category as an escort carrier. But this is cool. I wonder how they would have, what direction would have went to if they built them in real, if they built one in real life. Also, is that, yeah, that looks like a catapult. But yeah, pretty cool. Probably my favorite German carrier. What's your that big ass mast with a block on it annoys the hell out of me. And kind of how the front is. I mean, I probably would like to ship a lot more if it didn't have that big ass goofy looking mast. But other than that mast, pretty good ship. But the mast kills it for me. Also, I'm trying to think, are those? Yeah, I believe those were the fucking naval variant of the Ju-87 that they had planned for Graf Zeppelin. A Parseville, pretty big looking ship. I mean, I like the bigger carriers. Like something about big World War II carriers. I don't like angled flight decks, which we don't have any of these in the game, so I don't have to worry about that. But something about like the bigger carriers, like the Essex class or Midway class as built configuration, though, with both of those. I just saw a light flash. Oh, that's from my headphones. Okay. But yeah, this one nice. I just kind of wish the bridge looked more better looking. I feel like that should be something also taken into account when designing a ship, even if it is a naval ship. That is the wrong tab. Alright. Here. Elbing. Basically is a destroyer, but built like, I'd say maybe a scout cruiser. I mean, I guess this could be like a flotilla leader. Could go as it is a rather large ship, more cruiser like. I feel like it's. I feel like I want to say like maybe like give it like around like 5 to 6 foot too wide. Yeah, about like a bit too wide and bigger guns, but I believe I think there's like there were 5 or 6s. Graf Zeppelin. Looks wise, I don't like the ship, but at the same time I do. I don't know why. I do also like the paint scheme of it, but I like the ship, how it looks, but I don't. Although I did hear that it sucked when at least when it was released. But I still like it. I believe this is the one that got the, yeah, that's the one that got the Stukas. I wonder if they got the sirens. If they don't have the sirens, I'm gonna be sad. Z35, this is the one I said that kind of looked like the Z46, but I believe the Z46 is bigger. But I do like the ship. Got the, what I'd kind of look at, what I consider like the traditional destroyer layout. In my head, the traditional destroyer layout would usually be 2 guns front, and then bridge, first stack, torpedo tubes, second stack, with AA surrounding second stack, more torpedo tubes, and then forward-facing mount, and then 2 rear-facing mounts. Well, I guess the precision of like the stack and torpedo don't matter, but basically 5 guns, 2 front, 3 aft, and then and then torpedo tubes mid-shift. Odin, I constantly forget this ship exists. Uh, eh. That's all I really gotta say about it. I mean, it does have torpedoes, which is cool, and an airplane. Is that a 109? Yeah, that's a 109 with pontoons. That is fucking creepy looking. That is my sleeper house, this demon. Z-39. I mean, I do like the look of that double turret instead of the other one, but it annoys me that the back doesn't have dual turrets. So, yeah. Prince Eugen. They should have kept this ship and turned it into a museum ship. It would have been cool. That's pretty much all I gotta say about this. They should have. I wish they. Because this is one of the few ships. Like, you can literally. If you can look up. Because at one point, the name of this ship. Like, it was still Prince Eugen, but instead of it how normal people. Like, you could Google KMS Prince Eugen. You could also Google USS Prince Eugen, as the American Navy was given this ship as a war prize, and I think we had it for like maybe around a year before we ended up sinking it with a nuclear test. Personally, I kind of, just because it's like there's not really any German ships left as museum ships. I feel like because this is one of the few ones that we already had, that we should have been like, all right, turn it into a museum ship. Like, put it at, I don't know, some harbor somewhere. Probably on the East Coast, so it's in the Atlantic, where I believe this ship was. Well, I think at one point all German ships were in the Atlantic because that's the closest ocean to Germany, I believe. Also, good looking ship, both in game and Azur Lane version. What was this? Prince. I don't know how to pronounce the fucking E word, but it's P.E. Frederick. This one don't have torpedoes, unlike the fucking other. Oh, this is tier 5. Never mind. I was thinking of the tier 6 one. Still looks good though. My initial thought of it was I thought it was like an older ship, like one of the older battle cruisers. Well, not the older, because I didn't know they had that many battle cruisers. I thought you have spacecraft, but I thought it was an older ship that like the bow got something happened to it, like the bow ended like say like right, not all the way where it does now, and then they like took it off and put a new bow on it. That's what I initially thought it was. All right, Tirpitz. Definitely my favorite German battleship, and a reason why what's it called? Bismarck's probably gonna be the last German ship I'm gonna get. I'll skip right over and go to FDG. Did I also mention torpedo tubes? Plus airplane, and not as long range secondaries as Bismarck, which I kind of think that. Personally, I think that's a little bit that's some bullshit, because they're literally the exact same ship. And if anything, I feel like Tirpitz should probably be the better one, but I don't know, maybe in the future they could perhaps buff Tirpitz secondaries a little bit more to be able to compete with the rest of the German ships that all got base 9 kilometers. Graph speed. I believe this one was scuttled down in Brazil. Still good looking, and this is where the Patrick Star built bridge actually works. Although it does kind of look a bit goofy with those big ass turrets there. Also, torpedo tube's always good. Definitely, if I could recommend a tier 5 cruiser, actually if I can recommend any premium ship, I'd say Graf Spee, because it is versatile. You could be used a shot at destroyers a lot better than any battleships. You can go toe to toe with a lot of cruisers, and you can do some damage to battleships because you're You're basically cruiser size with battleship guns. Same guns as Scharnhorst, but a tier lower. Speaking of Scharnhorst, here she is. This time with the accurate actual guns, not the 15s that they put on Gneisenau. Gneisenau also had the 12s in real life, but they were planned to put the 15s on. Gneisenau, I mean, I like Gneisenau's, for not Gneisenau, I like Scharnhorst's paint scheme, but I generally just kind of prefer Gneisenau, especially because the bigger guns. Munchin or some shit like that. Uh, I do like the ship. Nice little light cruiser. Got the BF 109 Sleep Paralysis Demon Edition. Torbs. And is very agile. And I believe the guns are fast turning as well. And then T61. T61 and kind of mid. And looks like someone joined the stream right at the end. Yeah, hate to break it to whoever just joined if they're still watching, but yeah, this is kind of just like it just got to the last ship, so kind of a little bit late. Sorry about that. But yeah, so here's T61, and I believe that is all. There's only whatever ships in the game that I don't have either. There is alright, there's Grosser Kurtfürst, which I'm currently working on that. Um, the legendary tier cap to the, I forget the ship's name, but the battle cruiser. Oh wait a minute, I'm into. Hold up. Schlieffen, and then whatever ones are there. And there's a few like tier 7 campaign ships. But yeah, that's basically gonna be end of this. Just kind of go through. I think that was fast. I hope again it wasn't too fast. And yeah, and then tomorrow is gonna be France. So this is gonna be interesting because the French ships are some of the ones I don't really look at that much. Anyway, this will be Alpha-19 signing off. Ooh, shorter than last video.